Let's try again.
Alright,
Red dot going. Sweet. The Bluntfish is the latest addition to our lineup, and we're gonna have a look at the design, how it works, and try to get a feel for how it rides. The idea behind this model was to create a performance mini Simmons style of board. So I started from the concepts behind the original Simmons design and tackled the challenge by attempting to incorporate some elements of a modern shortboard and of a killfish. Over the years, I approached the problem from different angles, and the biggest point of failure for me has always been to strike a balance between the speed, the flow, and the control. So yeah, in this sense, the Bluntfish represents the culmination of this process. The model gets its name from the blunt nose and the rounded swallowtail. The blunt nose allows to keep the same rail line of a longer board in a more compact outline, and the shallower swallowtail has the advantage of allowing the back foot to step closer to the tips of the swallow than would be possible with a deeper cut of a traditional killfish. So that means that the back foot can be planted further back and even feed a tail pad if we want to, which is great to harness more drive from the fins. The board has an overall pretty relaxed rocker, even though the nose has a bit more flip than what I would use for, say, a killfish. Probably the most critical design element is the single concave that runs on the whole bottom of the board. I also added a corrugated single channel, which accentuates the single concave past the front foot towards the tail. And the idea behind this design choice was to try to achieve a few things. First, I wanted to flatten the curve in between the feet for a faster release of water. Second, I wanted to keep the curve in the rail to maintain speed and drive through turns. And third, by running the channel all the way to the tips of the swallow, I was hoping to add some extra grip and control. The form distribution is closer to the one of a modern shortboard rather than the forward form distribution of a killfish with a big nose or the S-deck of the original design. The Bluntfish has the same rail profile that I will normally use for a performance shortboard, with the rail foil sustained throughout the whole outline, which makes it forgiving and able to maintain speed on the flatter sections of the wave. I think that also makes it easier to surf on the backhand. I personally experienced that the challenge of surfing a twin fin on the backhand, or any small to medium-sized waveboard for that matter, is partly due to the rails being too foiled and pinched down. The best choice for the fins depends on a few factors, such as the weight of the surfer and the width of the tail. We found that the Bluntfish in general doesn't need a very raked template with a big base, and for more pulled-in tails for lighter surfers, a more upright template is a good fit, while for heavier surfers and more relaxed dimensions, a hybrid keel works quite well. Obviously, these are just general guidelines, and there is totally an element of personal preference.
How's the board paddle?
Surprisingly well for the size. If you imagine the outline of the nose continuing, you will have basically a board is a couple of inches longer than its actual length. So that means if you get a 5'8", you'll be paddling like a 5'9" or a 5'10", and it carries thickness throughout the deck towards the rail, so it's nice and stable. Yeah, paddles well.
Who is the board for?
The board is for someone that wants to have fun, first and foremost.
I don't want to have fun.
Yeah, I reckon you don't need to be a pro surfer to enjoy this board, but at the same time, it won't hold you back if you try to push it a bit harder.